for Roger Nairn.
I know. Waldo got bald and a little fat. But I had a kid. It's tough on me. So in my family, in my house, my wife likes to call me the director of entertainment. I choose the movies, I choose the TV shows, pick the music. Occasionally I'll give a little sexy voice in bed. Frogs can be cute. But one day I said to my wife, what are you in charge of? What are you in charge of? She said, everything else. So I recently just got a promotion from her. I'm now director of Go Fuck Yourself. I've got my first project on the go. It's to find alternative housing. I'm an older dad. I had kids when I was a little bit older, and I'll take my son to the park. It's kind of funny because we only have one, but all these other dads assume that I've got another, and I've got all this, sage advice to give. They look at me. All the young little dads crowd around me, and they all kind of lean in like I've got some advice. But the truth is, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. So they all look at me and they ask questions like, how do I get my son to not come into bed with us at 4 o'clock in the morning? And I'll look around and I'll kind of bend down and I'll go, door not locked from the outside? I have absolutely no clue. Now, we were struggling trying to get my son to poop on the potty. And I'm sure some of you know this trick. You give them an M&M. You keep giving them M&Ms, and eventually one day they poop on the potty. Now, I wonder, do you think anybody at the M&M company has ever considered this as a bit of a marketing ploy? Like, they should really be taking advantage of this because it's quite popular. Like, can you picture watching the Super Bowl, flipping on the Super Bowl, and in between the game, commercials come on, and you see Super Bowl 86 brought to you by Budweiser, the King of Beers, Nike, Just Do It, and M&M's, squeeze harder, push harder, win every bowl. I think that would work pretty well. Now, it's kind of wild. I recently took my son to a child psychologist because we were trying to get him to poop on the potty, which is kind of funny because I have more fucked up things going on in my life than my 5-year-old does. So we sat there and I said, Doctor, Cooper's having a bit of a problem pooping on the potty, but he's also feeling a little bit inadequate about being a father. Which one do you want to crack off first? Because I know I've got my opinion. Whose insurance is it, right? And it's funny too because he's really into the Marvel game, the Marvel things, the Marvel movies, the Avengers, and my wife and I, we have no clue what's going on there. So one day my son said to me, Dad, who would win in a fight, Spider-Man or Batman? And I said, your dad would win. And he looks at me, he goes, Dad, take this fucking seriously. Stop being a Thanos. I still don't even know what that means. But I said, I've gained a little bit of weight. I'm trying to get back in the gym, which is super exciting. I've completely forgotten what it's like to do a push-up. Forgot what it's like to do a crunch. I also completely forgot what vomit tasted like. And unfortunately, my doctor has told me that I've got sleep apnea. For those that don't know, sleep apnea is when you stop breathing while you're sleeping. And the thing that they typically give you is a CPAP machine, which, if you've ever seen a CPAP machine, it's the least sexiest thing to bring into the bedroom. It's a face mask with a hose attached to a gigantic piece of luggage that makes a bunch of noise. I look like a fucking fighter pilot, which is super ironic because I'm also afraid of heights. And so if you see me sleeping at night, it sounds like this. I sleep on the couch now, which is part of the alternative housing I've been looking for. But I've really gotten into the technology side of health. In fact, I recently got this ring on my finger. It's called an Aura ring. It connects to my phone through Bluetooth, and it counts all my steps. It actually counts all of my activity. It's really, really amazing. Now the good thing is that it does an incredible job of counting and all of my movement. The bad thing is that when I masturbate, it thinks I went running. But the good news is I'm now a runner, and I've never been a runner before. I actually ran a marathon before tonight. Thank you so much.